I'm Opal Lee, and I'm called the grandmother of Juneteenth. Been around a long time. Juneteenth is the day that General Gordon Granger arrived in Texas, telling everybody that the enslaved were free. We started celebrating, and we've been celebrating ever since. In 2016, I did a walking campaign in major cities to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. I collected 1,500,000 signatures along the way. But to be able to go to the White House, to see the bill passed into law, that was off the chain. This is the pen that President Biden used to sign Juneteenth into law. But I tell you, Juneteenth's more than a holiday. It's about celebrating freedom. So we're going to continue this celebration in this new museum in my hometown, Fort Worth.
The historic South Side in the late early 1900s was the epicenter of Black life in the city of Fort Worth. And a gentleman named William Madison McDonald, who happened to have been Texas's first Black millionaire, crafted and curated the neighborhood with his dollars, with all the things that a neighborhood needs to be successful. Culturally, spiritually, economically, it was all there. But in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, the government built highways around the neighborhood, essentially identifying it as unworthy of investment. And this was a common practice in cities like Fort Worth across the U.S. As you walk around the neighborhood today, you see many empty lots, places where there used to be homes. Half the people that live in the neighborhood live below the poverty line. The life expectancy in this neighborhood is 12 years below the national average. What we ultimately want to do is create change. This museum will be much more than just a museum. In addition to artifacts and both permanent and touring exhibitions that narrate the Juneteenth story, we'll also have a food hall, black box space, theater, business incubator, and some culture-centric retail.
The program became the foundation of what the museum will become, the full experience of emerging Black culture. The Juneteenth flag was a real motivator to us in our design process. The 12 freedoms that were gained on Juneteenth were the North Star for how the program was arranged.
The museum and the greater development will literally be a catalyst to changing the trajectory of a neighborhood that's been neglected for a very long time. This museum will bring jobs, commerce, culture, lots of other things back to the historic South Side. The economic impact will be immeasurable. On an annual basis, the museum will create more than $24 million of total impact and bring more than 200 jobs to the community.
The museum will serve as a beacon for Black communities nationally and be a representation of the joy of emancipation that can resonate globally.
None of us are free until we're all free. And we're not free yet. And the Juneteenth Museum is going to get us a lot closer to that idea. This bold project to build a national treasure can only become a reality with the help of bold people.